Hello, I'm Taylour Tedder, City Manager for Boulder City, and welcome to the latest episode of Tedder Talks, a once-a-month look at issues and people impacting Boulder City. The Senior Center of Boulder City provides recreation, food, health programs, and more to residents 50 years of age and up. Located in the heart of Boulder City, it's a great place for seniors to gather, enjoy activities, or just get lunch with friends. Joining me today is the Executive Director of the Senior Center, Victoria Mason. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Senior Center and some of the services that you provide?
The center is a 501c3 nonprofit. We have a board of directors there's 9 of them and they're volunteers. We have our congregate meal program, our homebound meal program. We have a home safety modification and repair program to help seniors stay in their own homes, basically. And we also have a food pantry, and we do pet food for seniors as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, people often forget about the pets.
Right.
So who can join the Senior Center, and does it cost anything?
To become a member, it's $15 per calendar year, and anyone 50 and over can join. I joined last year when I turned 50, so
Nice.
So yeah, staying engaged is the key to longevity of life, they found. And even if that person you interact with is the mailman, something that simple can keep somebody going. And so our main focus is keeping them engaged, giving them a reason to want to get up and come in and having fun activities. It's a good place to be.
So where do the funds come from to operate the Senior Center?
Part of it comes from the city. We do get a stipend every year from the city that consists of about 31% of our operating budget. And then we have grants that partially fund from the state, that partially fund these services like the home safety mod repair program and our nutrition programs. The food pantry, though, is not, we don't have a grant for that one, that's self-funded. And the pet program is that we work with our shelter here and they give us some stuff and we
Nice.
pass it out to those that need it.
So donation-based.
Yeah, the rest of our funding is donation. We're in a very lucky community where everybody kind of looks out for each other here. It's like nowhere else.
The Senior Center holds the Rock, Roll, and Stroll fundraiser every year, minus the pandemic years. Can you tell me a little about why that's such an important event?
It started initially because the Meals on Wheels Association America, they've been doing that every March for many years. And so that our first rollout was following their lead. And we wound up getting a grant because we participated and sent some photos and things like that. And each year it's gotten bigger and better. It's amazing, and it helps us cushion that deficit that there is.
I recently went on a ride-along with a volunteer with the Meals on Wheels homebound program. They do such great work.
We were happy to have you ride along with the driver to deliver the Meals on Wheels. They're all volunteers, so.
It was such a meaningful experience, and it's really impressive, all of the different programs that you provide, because it's not just meals, it's more than that. It's
Right.
Interaction, a feeling of community. How does one go about volunteering?
You just come into the center if you have an hour during your lunch, or usually lunch is delivered between 10:45 to noon. You would just let us know. Come in, speak to somebody at the counter, and we would get you set up. It's very simple. We have you do a small background check with the police department here, and we would get you on board. And we're always in need of volunteers, so.
It really was so much fun to see the relationships that the gentleman I went with had formed with the people that he delivered to, and they were so excited to see us. And
That's awesome.
It was really neat.
They're very grateful, and if you've never experienced it, it's definitely something worth doing, because it's one of those heart things,
Yeah. You do provide the food pantry and even teamed up with the animal shelter to help seniors to feed their pets. Why is that important?
Because a lot of them are on fixed income. Social Security is all they get, and by the time they pay their rent and their utilities, there's not much left, and they will feed a pet before they feed themselves.
Sure.
And that can be devastating.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the You Are Not Alone program?
If people are alone, we connect the three of us kind of connect with them, and the police department has volunteers that will go check on them, so that they're not alone. During the pandemic, for example, there was a fellow, we were closed for 3 months completely, and then we reopened on a very limited basis, and there was a fellow who called and told us, I'm alone. I live alone. I don't have anybody. I'm afraid that something's going to happen to me and nobody's going to know. He was worried. And so
Jeez.
we talked to the police department, let them know, gave them his address and his name. And we also checked on him like once a week just to make sure, because people are scared when they're by themselves, you know, and with the pandemic, that was rough on so many.
So Victoria, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely. I'm grateful to be here.
Be sure to check out Tedder Talks once a month at bcnv.org/Tedder. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next month for the next Tedder Talks.